Welcome again. So in this tutorial we are going to learn about Numpy arrays. Numpy, which is known as numerical Python, is used to perform calculations over arrays. Right, so in this tutorial we will learn how we can create arrays using various functions of Numpy, and we will learn how we can perform indexing, slicing over one-dimensional arrays and two-dimensional arrays as well. It's really interesting. Come, let's learn together. What is Numpy? Numpy is a powerful library for scientific computing in Python. It provides support for arrays, which are multidimensional collections of data, and offers a wide range of mathematical operations and functions that can be applied to arrays. First thing comes in mind that how we can create arrays. First of all, to use this library, we'll have to import it. And in this case, I have used the keyword import, then the name of the library, that is Numpy, that we are going to use now. And here I'm using keyword as, and then there I have written NP. So this is what? This is a short form, or we can say this is a nickname for the library Numpy that I have given. You can give any name. You can give NU, NY, anything, your wish. So here I'm using this short name np dot array. Array is a method that will simply create an array. Here we are converting a list to array basically using method np, which is inside the library numpy. Using the dot notation, we are accessing this method array. So in second case, b contains np.zeros method. So in this case, we are passing tuple as an argument that contains 2, 3, means in this case it is going to return a matrix that contains 2 rows, 3 columns. All the elements in this matrix are zeros. In third case, c equals np.ones. It contains a matrix that contains all ones and 3 rows and 4 columns it contains. Full method in this case is creating 2 rows and 3 columns matrix. It is containing 2 rows and 2 columns matrix, right? So 2 columns, 2 rows, and this is for 2 columns. 2 into 2 matrix, and all the elements are 7, right? So arrange. Arrange method in this case is containing start value 0, end value 10, and the step 2. So in this case, this is going to create a matrix with all even numbers, right? So you can also read the comment like these two functions are creating an array with evenly spaced values. So it is skipping every second element, right? 0 is there, 1 is skip, 2, 3 skip, 4, 5 skip, 6, 7 skip, 8, 9 skip, and 10 is not included because this is exclusive of the end element, right? So now linspace. Linspace is a method that will create an array that is starting from 0 and has an end element 10, and these in this interval, or we can say this range of numbers, will have to divide in 5 parts. You can see we are passing 5, like in how many parts we need to divide these numbers, this number range. So we are going to divide in 5 parts. As you can see, the last argument of this function, that is 5. So in this case, it is going to return an array, one-dimensional array starting from 0. It contains 0, 2.5, 5, then 7.5, then 10. Now you can see we have divided this range 0 to 10 to 5 parts, right? And evenly spaced. So we can perform calculations of arrays as well, and we could not perform calculations over lists. That is the reason that we need numpy arrays, so that we can perform calculations. So in this case, you can see there are 2 arrays A and B that contain 4 elements. So in C is containing element wise addition, D is performing element wise subtraction, E is containing an array after performing element-wise multiplication, F contains matrix multiplication, and G contains transpose of an array. So we are simply using capital T to perform transpose. And you can see there we are using dot function to perform matrix multiplication. It's really easy. Indexing and slicing both are similar to how we perform indexing and slicing in arrays. Sorry, in lists. Right? So here you can see I have two arrays. First is one dimensional, second one is B, that is two dimensional array that contains two rows and three columns. So print A square brackets 2. In first case, I need to print an element at index 2. So element at index 0 is 1, element at index 1 is 2, element at index 2 is 3 in this case. So we are going to get an output 3. So second case, print B 1 comma 2. So we have to print an element which is in row 1. This is row 0. This is row 1. Right? So row 1 and second element. Row 0, I'm not printing any element from row 0. So I am printing an element from row 1. This is row 1. And the second element, that is 6 in this case. Not the second element. Element at index 2. 0 index, 1 index, 2 index. So element at index 2. Index 2, row 1. This is row 0. This is row 1. This is element 0, element 1, element at index 2. So we are printing 6 in this case. Now slicing. Slicing a one-dimensional array is quite simple. A within square brackets, I'm putting A 1 colon 4. So what's happening? We need to print elements starting from index 1 to 1 index, 2 index, 3 index, 4 index. But index 4 or the end index is always excluded. So in this case it is printing elements 2, 3, 4. Right? Slicing in two-dimensional array. So slicing in two-dimensional array, you can see there we are printing B in square brackets. Before comma we have rows. What rows we need to print? And after the comma we have columns. So before comma we have rows, like what rows we want to print? There we are mentioning only a column, means all the rows starting from the minimum index till the maximum index. Okay? So here we need to print all the rows. All the rows means these two rows. From these two rows we need to print some elements. So in this case you can see after comma we are putting one column and everything. Here we are not mentioning 0th column. One column is mentioned but 0th column is not mentioned. So you will get what you are going to get. In both rows we are not getting elements at index 0 but element at 1 index and element at second index, like 2, 3 and 5, 6 we are going to get. Means this is going to return a submatrix or subarray that contains a two-dimensional matrix, or we can say a two-dimensional array. It is going to return that contains two rows, two columns. Here first row contains 2, 3 and the second row contains 5 and 6. I hope you are getting everything.
Like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. We are so thankful that you are supporting us.